Oh, there we go. Good fish right there. There's one. Oh, still on. What is up, guys? My name is Benzrihem, and I'm here hosting another how-to video on behalf of Rite Angler and Charlie's Worms. Rite Angler is now carrying all of Charlie's baits, and today we have this very special kit, which I'm going to show you on the screen as I discuss it, that has a very good variety of baits for any beginner bass fisherman. This is the type of kit you get to go fishing with your kids and have a successful day. There are so many different ways to rig the baits that are in this kit. So right now I'm going to actually pull one out and show you exactly how I rig it. So I have my rig set up with this Texas style hook and a tungsten style weight. All the hooks and weights are made by Rite Angler or Charlie's. And so right now what I'm going to do to get this rig set up perfectly is I'm going to hook it through the top, and then I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top of the hook. A lot of people don't know how to do this, and this is the best way to rig. And so you're going to get what looks like this. And so then I'm going to match where my hook lines up, and I mark that spot where the bottom of the hook is, and that I'm going to keep my finger there. I'm going to place my hook just above there, and I'm going to bring it through, and now I have what's called a Texas style weedless rig. This is probably the most popular bass rig, and this is using one of the curly tail worms that you can find in the kit. You can use this rig with any single soft plastic that you find in this kit, either the paddle tail, curly tail, lizard, any single one. You can use it this way, and it's going to help you limit and minimize the vegetation and the grass that you get on your rig. So now that we have our rig set up, I think it's time to go and do a nice short sunset fishing session and show you just how effective this particular rig is. Alrighty, y'all, today I am here to use the not yet released Rite Angler bass fishing kit. I'm using it on a 13 fishing combo. This is actually a saltwater and freshwater bait casting combo. And I'm starting off with a Texas rigged worm and one of these little tungsten style weights. It's not a tungsten weight. Everything is made by Charlie's and or Rite Angler. And the name of the game is to try to stay as weedless as I can and just try to punch through some of this grass. We've had a lot of rain here in Florida, so the vegetation is thicker right now. Lots of vegetation in the water. Water temps are high. But when you're fishing for largemouth bass with a kit like this, honestly, anything can work if you rig it this way. I think the real difference is going to be whether or not you choose to rig it with a weight or weightless. So weightless, you're going to have a lot more floating action. I personally think you'll be more weedless with a weightless rig. But with the weight, I think it just makes it easier to cast, and you can just get further down. Sometimes a weightless worm or like a swim bait like we have might not be able to get as far down as you would need it to create that bite. But the way I'm going to work it today is pretty simple. I mean, I'm literally just going to be twitching it up and letting it drop, and twitching it up and letting it drop. If I do so happen to switch to a swim bait, then I'll probably do like a straight low and slow retrieve, and you can do that the same way. And with the swim bait that's in the kit from Charlie's, it's a twitch and shad with a paddle tail. You can use that so many different ways. I actually have some videos on that where I use it in saltwater, and I'm going to link those below. But such a great bait because you can rig it weedless, bring it right across the top, almost like a top water, like almost like a whopper plopper type of deal. Or you can twitch it off the bottom like a worm or a swim bait. I mean, there's just so many different ways that you can use it. These curly tail worms, what in the heck was that? Well, clearly, I don't know if it was like a tilapia or the world's biggest sunfish. These lakes in Florida have such strange things. The one I'm fishing right now is just a typical golf course pond lake. But I was actually told by a guy that this lake has some snook and tarpon in it. I fish it quite a bit. This is my neighborhood lakes. I've never seen one for myself. I catch a lot of bass here. But maybe the day will come where I think I have that double-digit bass and it turns out to be a snook. You never know. Oh, that was a hit. Just got whacked. That felt like a huge fish, dude. He ate it as I was bringing it up. Dude, that was a huge hit. Yeah, look at that. You know you get hit on a worm when it comes down like that. Wow, that was a huge hit. Okay, we're doing the right thing. See if we can recreate that. Guys, what I'm doing is a technique I've talked about on a lot of Rite Angler videos, where I'm line watching. You can't see it in the GoPro shot because it's zoomed out, but I can see when my jig hits the bottom because the line rests. And so I'm letting that line hit the bottom, and then I'm bouncing it. That was such a big hit. That was like a 6-7 pound bass, I bet. Wow, it's deep in the middle. It's taking a bit for the line to get down there. There's one. Oh, still on. Good fish, dude. Really good fish. He's in those weeds. He is so weeded up. And flipped onto the bank. Check that out. Right there on the Rite Angler kit. I mean, that's a big fish. It looks like a post spawner, probably like 18-inch freaking bass. It's got to be 2-3 pounds. If she was spawning, she might be 4, maybe 5. Let's pop this hook out. That was on the worm. Absolutely gorgeous fish. Let's let her go. Woo! All right, y'all. So we are back at the pond that you previously saw in the last shot, but it is the next evening. Unfortunately, we only got the one fish that night. Granted, I came out here, you know, for a half-hour sunset session. Today I've given myself a little more time using the same rig, but this time I rigged it to straight braid because that vegetation was pretty dang dense, and so I don't want to have to fight it too much. So yeah, Texas style curly tail rig, tungsten style weight, using the Rite Angler freshwater kit, partnered with Charlie's. And yeah, let's see if we can, you know, get a little bit better results tonight. We've got the wind at our back, so we'll be able to cast a little better. The name of the game is the same thing, guys. I'm just letting this worm sink, and I'm just kind of twitching it once, twice, maybe 3 times off the bottom. Pro tip for you guys is keep your rod tip up if you're new to fishing the bottom, or if you're fishing any bait. The more your rod tip is pointed towards the sky, the greater your sensitivity is going to be. That was a big, big bass right there. That was a very large bass that just charged the surface. But yes, the more your rod tip is pointed towards the sky, the greater your sensitivity is going to be for feeling hits. So it's a tip I got years ago, actually, watching the infamous Roland Martin fishing show. And yeah, it's very important to keep your rod tip up for artificials. Oh, there we go. Good fish right there. Good fish. I missed him the first time, but we got him. Check that out, guys. Right there. I knew I saw a bass, which was pretty cool when you kind of call it like that. And yeah, look at that. You know, absolutely beautiful fish. Nothing to brag about, you know, 1 to 2 pounds. But again, if you want to get your kid hooked on fishing, you want to go get a kit like this that you know is going to work. It's tried and true, and you want to put them on a bass, on artificial. I always tell people live bait fishing is fun, but you want to get a kid addicted, put them on a fish on artificial, get the job done. And that's what we're here at, that's what Team Rite Angler is trying to do. trying to make it simple. That's why we have so many kits in our store. We have various hook kits for live bait fishermen. We have saltwater kits. We have tons of different things, and we continue to develop kits, and they're using anglers like myself who spend time on the water to develop these kits so that, one, you get a lot of stuff for your money, and two, you get stuff that works, right? That's the most important thing. So many people are out here pushing different baits and using different things, and it can be kind of overwhelming as an angler, especially a beginner amateur angler who's just trying to go out with their family. And this kit is more than sufficient for somebody who's an advanced angler. I mean, if you know about bass fishing, you know that every bait in this kit is hand selected to produce. But the thing is, again, if you're a beginner, it's hard to find what works, and everyone's pushing something different. Oh, that was a hit right there, because everyone's got, you know, an idea of what works, or maybe they're sponsored or whatever it might be. But soft plastics for bass fishermen, you can't go wrong. It's another big fish right here.